Today, I'll share with you how my August writing challenge is going, where I'm at with my writing projects, my writing education, and my AuthorTube channel. This is Season 2, Episode 14. First, I want to start by apologizing for the lack of quality in my sound. Apparently, I have misplaced my microphone that I use to record my podcasts, and so I am recording directly on my phone without a proper microphone. Well, it's sunny and hot here in Manitoba, Canada, and I'm once again thankful to have central air running. I do spend some time outdoors, mainly on managing my flower gardens, my spring onions, and the sunflower plant that my son gave me for Mother's Day. It's bloomed into a bright yellow, and it's small, but yet it's still growing so fast that it needs yet another transplant into a larger pot. I'm actually considering planting it in a random spot in my back lawn so that I don't have to keep upsizing the sunflowers home. Well, let's get started, shall we? Let's start with AuthorTube. On the Tanya's Writing Realm YouTube channel, I tossed out an invitation to any or all AuthorTubers to join me in a collaboration. I provided these writers with 2 lists of 10 questions each. One list is pertaining to writing, and the second is related to self-publishing. So my plan is to merge everyone's answers into 2 videos and release it on my channel in September. Well, I've got a great turnout to my invite so far, and I'm sitting about 14 AuthorTubers who've joined me. I'm so excited to do this first collaboration, and I'm hoping the videos turn out well. So keep an eye out for the final videos in September. Now, on to the writing challenge. In July, I announced that I would be challenging myself to write for at least 15 minutes every day. Life is busy, and with preserving such a small amount of time, I figured it should be achievable, right? Okay, so it went well in early August, as every day that I sat down to write for 15 minutes, I actually managed to continue for up to an hour. One day, I actually completed 2 one-hour writing sessions, but then life got in the way, as it always does, and I very quickly dropped my writing plans. But overall, so far, I've written for about 4.38 hours as of August 17th. But if I'd written only 15 minutes per day for the same length of time, I would be at about 4.25 hours. So although I did not achieve my plan to write every day, I did bypass the total writing time goal if I had combined it into one lump sum. So should I consider this to be a success? To be kind to myself, I think I should. I mean, sure, my intention was to encourage myself to write more frequently, hopefully every day, even if only for a few minutes, which I haven't been successful at yet. But I did write more than I had in July. For the whole month of July, I wrote for a total of 5 hours. And for halfway through August, to be close to that already, I'd say it's been pretty good. So where does that leave me for September writing goals? I think setting a monthly total hours goal may work better for me so that I can keep increasing the time I spend writing amongst a crazy busy life per month rather than per day. Because let's face it, some days don't go the way we plan them to. So let's talk about where I'm at with my writing projects. Okay, I am working on my high fantasy novel called Blood Rose. So far, I'm over 22,000 words in, and I started to second-guess myself, my quality of story and writing skill. So I decided to take the first 10 chapters that I've written in rough draft and send it to 2 writing friends for peer feedback. I gave them very specific questions to answer, and I didn't expect to get a peer edit back. Although they did point out a few things, because let's face it, as writers, sometimes we can't help ourselves but to point out mistakes. But I was still thankful for that. Overall, I was happy with their feedback. Both enjoyed the story so far, and are interested in reading more, so that's great. The only confusing part for me was that they both identified a completely different target audience age group. The first said ages 10 through 15, and the second said definitely adult. My goal, of course, was an adult audience in the long run, but getting this feedback stopped my progress because I've been thinking that I'm not reaching the intended audience. So what am I going to do? Well, I've considered sitting down to continue writing the story, but my concern is that my language and level of writing needs to be bumped up a level for what I've written so far to make it clear who the target audience is. But my questions: do I keep writing the story and worry about that later? Or do I fix what I have so far now before I continue so that I can make sure moving forward in the story that I'm meeting the adult audience expectation? Honestly, I'm not really sure. What would you do? Please leave me a comment and tell me what you would do. All right, finally, education. Edumacation. I've watched some YouTube videos, I've listened to podcast episodes, I've been reading different books to refresh my creative well, and I've been listening to the beginning of the Save the Cat audiobook to get it started. But I haven't been following through with my focus on writing education plan overall. There's a textbook staring at me almost every day on my dresser that I just don't touch. Is it because there's so much going on in my life that I can't get to it? Maybe. Or is it because my puzzling has taken over my free time? Could be. But either way, I need to do better. If I make time to improve my skills, maybe it will help me with my high fantasy novel issues. But on another note, how are things going with you? Have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, or whatever, and please keep writing.